Hello, everyone, and welcome to our newest episode of our Orizon series, episode 18. Pay no attention to the thumbnail. This is an audio podcast. Why are you watching the video? Just listen to it. Anyway, as per usual, I am joined by the Orizon cast. You know them, you love them. But this week, I would like to firstly say, before anything, in regards to what has happened in the previous episode, it has been about a month since our last session. So, please forgive me for voices that I may have forgotten or may come out a little sloppy. I am also feeling under the weather, as you can probably tell from my narration voice. In regards to that as well, there are going to be some key points during our recap that may slip my mind, and I am hoping that my cast will jump in and remind me if I have missed anything important. The collaborative effort of us here at D&D Universe, besides just making fart jokes all the time. Anyway, then now that disclaimer is out of the way, you have no reason to be mad at me or any of the rest of us for things that we may miss or forget. So, obviously you won't be. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our recap of what happened last time on Orizon D&D. Our heroes? Question mark. Had returned from an expedition. After finding their way to the Isle of Cinder, they found themselves with some new knowledge. The fact that the Isle of Cinder could move, slowly albeit, but an island that can move itself is still dangerous, especially due to its inhabitants, the Ashborn. With this new information, they returned back to Iron Grove, reported to the appropriate authorities, and Grafford was put on a sort of mortal leash by some of the higher-ups, sort of alluding to a darker side of Iron Grove with a more menacing and violent approach to solving problems. Some information that was revealed via the use of a Zone of Truth spell placed upon Grafford has drastically changed the view that Iron Grove has for the Beholded Reserve and what its intentions were coming to Iron Grove. As preparations were being made, a few days had passed. The rest of the crew had been placed in detainment, once again due to the threat that was placed upon Raldir's life, via the use of a direct order from Saro Kaldon. There was little that they could do, save for one individual who had been won over by the various members of the party, Twig, who, after pulling some strings using a bit of magic, had managed to free, or rather make it seem that they were put in their bindings, and later came to retrieve them and bring them out of the stockade, as well as leading them out of the city back towards their airship. The morning of the direct assault, the squadrons and flocks of transformed Iron Grove soldiers and guardsmen had started traveling north after a few days of preparation, in the last direction that the Isle of Cinder had been, well, reported to be at. As the group made their way outside of the kingdom back towards the airship, they made all the preparations to take off. did so rather effortlessly and quickly, and just as they did, the looming shadow to the south of Iron Grove made itself very apparent. The Isle of Cinder had wrapped around the coastline, heading along the west coast to ambush the city of Iron Grove from the south. Meanwhile, on the other side of our story, we find Raldir in the hurried preparations of the Ashborn for their moment of retribution. There's been powerful speeches of inspiration given by their leader. There's been much planning and some very tender moments between Raldir and his lover. We find ourselves now in the penultimate moment in our Iron Grove arc, as what seems to be a giant ball of flame has washed over our Iron Grove, erupting from the bottom side of the Isle of Cinder, with none of the guards or any of the soldiers at the ready. Iron Grove finds itself almost completely defenseless, save for you four. And that's where we're going to pick up our story. You find yourselves on the airship a good about 800 feet away from the ring of trees that is Iron Grove. Ooh, I left something out. Raldir also broke the enchantment that kept the trees from shifting everywhere. Yeah, that's really important. So yeah, that happened. I didn't miss anything, did I?
I don't think so.
Only
Yizik got a heavy crossbow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, Yizik got a heavy crossbow called the Dragon's Maw.
No, that's the sword.
That's the sword.
Crossbow is Dragonator.
Dragonator, yes, that's right.
I mean, Raldir got his upgrade.
Yes.
He was gone.
Yes, you did. You got the Mach 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, currently we're in the airship right next to the floating island too.
No, the floating
Well, not
island
right next
is
to, but
on the opposite side of the
yeah,
city.
we got the view of it.
Yeah, you do have the view of it. Because it's not like an instant transmission there. Okay, and if I didn't leave anything out, we're gonna start on your end of it. What would you like to do?
On whose end?
The airship's end.
Oh, okay.
We gotta get over there. I'll stay aloud. Any objections?
Yizit's head is just going back and forth between the floating island and the burning Iron Grove.
Now, this is actually a point of order for clarification. It does not seem that the trees have caught a blaze. It's almost as if this ball of flame had washed over the trees. But everything is kind of moving in bullet time right now. Twig is sort of holding the railing, kind of just looking with this glassed over look on his face. And his mouth just slightly ajar. Whoever wants more on how Twig is feeling can make an insight check. But otherwise, go about your business.
Phaeton rolled an 8 for insight.
Shock. That's all I'll say. 8 isn't that good. I don't think we're getting any audio from Phaeton. No, we're not.
No.
My bad, I forgot to turn on my mic again.
Okay.
So, okay. Did you catch what I said about Patan earlier?
No,
In her.
we didn't get any
All right.
audio.
Well, Patan is probably right now staring at just staring in horror right now.
I think everybody is.
Yeah. I'm in danger.
Another thing of point of order, Raldir, you're standing basically you're sitting at the edge of the island, kind of with your feet dangling off of it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this?
I'm gonna, to put it simply, probably say mixed. Like, on one hand, I've heard how bad the people who are in the city actually are, but the thing is, this is where I've spent all my life, so it is...
A little bit of an inner turmoil there.
It's a very mixed feeling, kind of stomach kind of hurting, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to know what to feel right now for Aldir.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That wasn't very cash money of you, Aldir.
I guess Yizit's going to turn to Grafford. Now, we know the army went in the wrong direction, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Yizit will turn to Grafford and kind of look down at him and say, I guess this is our cue to attack then.
They'll slowly nod and get us heading in that direction.
As you're sort of, because you had positioned the ship to start heading north, to meet up with the army, or perhaps get there before them, if I recall correctly. So you begin to turn it around, and Patan, you're sort of just, your eyes are fixed on the city, and then you just see a
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think it requires much more explanation than that.
Patan is
Explain to the
gonna
audience.
try
It was a
and
book.
yell-
I knew it. I was just about to say someone's reading a book.
But Patan is gonna try and yell out to Twig and tell him to wait.
Make a persuasion check, because I just made a stubbornness check. Wasn't that good?
10.
I got a 6.
Yes.
The bird stops. Ooh, there goes the dice. The bird stops, sort of just a tiny little brown sparrow. So it's more like really small. And then it looks at you, and you look at it, and it looks at you. And there's just just sort of this moment, while the ship is slowly turning.
We're going together. You can't go in on your own. It's not the best of an idea at this point. We don't know what's ahead.
Hmm. No. No, I don't think that was good enough.
What?
That wasn't a very good argument in his head. So, yeah. I'm not gonna make the noise again, but it goes.
I'm gonna do it for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, here, I can do it. Let me do it.
Okay. Okay. And
Yizit's going to take a knee down by Grafford.
okay, so you make your way up the stairs.
Oh, I thought I was already up there.
Were you? I don't
Either
know.
way.
This has been a month.
He's going to take a knee down next to Grafford, and there's this weird light kind of in his eyes, this weird look. I'd like to make a suggestion, Captain.
Shoot.
And the mouth opens, and just all the teeth are there. ramming speed.
I'll see what I can do.
When he says that, Yizid's going to walk to the bow of the ship, plant his sword in the wood, and draw the crossbow.
All right, and it's pretty heavy. It's it's very thick, and there are a lot of mostly metallic parts to the crossbow, especially the dragon's head at the front of it that is mostly decorational. It sort of kind of has a front sort of weight to it, but you realize now that that's sort of supposed to be where your stronger hand goes anyway to hold it and move it and aim it. So you kind of just hold it and admire the craftsmanship for the first time. All of the intricate detailings. For a better description, watch the last episode. All right, Grafford, how are you gonna go about doing this?
Well, first things first, I'm not gonna ram into the the side of that island.
Well, to put it in perspective for you, it's like you would have to go over all of Iron Grove to get there.
Okay. Here's the big question.
Because you guys are
the
on.
fire's not gonna reach us, is it?
Well, as I said before, it's almost like the fireball washed over it.
Yeah.
And that, like, everything's happening in bullet time right now, so it's kind of like you guys make a decision and then I'll like continue to describe what's going on.
The way I see it, it's like a film right now, like a thin film over Iron Grove.
Almost. So it's.
But yes, the quickest route to get there is over the burning city.
Okay.
But I want to see about going level to it. Not higher, not lower.
Well, the trees around it tower over it. So.
Over the island?
No, over the city. So you couldn't be like up against like the top of the city, because there.
I thought he meant on the same level as the island.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to do like a dip down and get a better look at what was going on. Okay. Go ahead and make a piloting check the same way we've been doing it. Nature check with proficiency.
Mm-hmm. Natural 20.
Somehow, against all the odds, when you had found, since the wind was going in the opposite direction, I remember specifically because you shot off, you just see the tiny deft hands of your gnome captain just go at rapid speed, moving everything around. He pulls his goggles down over his eyes, the head just flying around everywhere, looking at absolutely everything, and then all of a sudden you just jerk forward to the side, and then you're headed at a pretty good pace towards the island.
This makes me the equivalent of happy.
Does anybody want to make a perception check?
I'll do it since I'm up front.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll with the advantage because Baton is there.
$19.
We're not getting any audio from you again.
Baton or me?
Baton.
I'm not speaking.
Well, I saw it light up, so I thought you were speaking. We use Discord. Anyway. What was the number again?
19.
19. As you're kind of going past at about, we'll say, 6 feet a second. That's pretty fast.
Wow.
So, move speed 36, basically.
Yeah, essentially. For the full thing, and you guys are going a little faster than that. Conversions are weird from feet speed to like miles per hour on a vessel. Anyway, and as you're not like shooting past, but you're getting there pretty quick for the standards of an airship. Quick clarification, just for my knowledge, you did shrink it down.
Yeah,
right?
we're small right now because no one said they were coming with us.
Yeah.
That's about 24 miles an hour, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, that's about what I was expecting.
We're a shooting star across
This
the
this is not meant for speed. It's like just a personal vessel. So, yeah, that's about right. So as you're coasting over, sorry, one more time on the roll result.
19.
19. You watch as the fireball sort of crashes over the tree line, and begins to sort of wash over, almost like pouring water on the bottom side of a bowl. And this dome sort of just appears as it continues to sort of push down along the sides of it. And then you see a green... Well, actually, I won't say that. Raldir, the last line of defense, the last key that you hold to stop the final layer of the enchantment around the city. You watch as it holds its defense, and then you look down at your hand, at your signet ring, and you look back at it.
Well, if I do nothing, what will happen? Because I haven't really had to use it, so I don't particularly know.
The last time you had to hold up the ring before, and then it broke the shifting trees enchantment around the kingdom.
I might just do nothing. I might just kind of... But I'm not going to look at the city. I'm just going to look off into the distance, because I don't want to see this happening.
1,000-yard stare. Alright. So you do nothing. And the rest of you watch as the it was a 19, right? This isn't a bit like me continue forgetting it. It's not a bit. I swear, I'm just dumb.
It was a 19. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a nat 15 plus 4.
Okay.
Yo, was it a 19?
Okay, it's not a bit. It's not a bit. I swear, I'm just dumb. And you watch as the edges of the fire that was pushing against the grasslands around the trees kind of begins to rear back up like a wave and crash down against it again. And as you're sort of watching this fire, it's not moving like natural flame. It's not catching the wood on fire, nor is it catching the ground on fire. And upon closer inspection, it's not fire at all. It is the coalesced forms of all of these individual phoenix sort of bodies that you had seen previously, moving in tandem in very fluid motions like crashing waves, and they begin to slam against this dome of magical protection. And they'll be doing that. What do you guys do?
I'm kind of focused on the island because I'm going to take away their resources. So that, and we didn't have a very good experience fighting them in the first place.
Oh yeah, numbers.
Go for the source.
Okay, so you just gun it ahead. What does Patan do as you watch the tiny brown sparrow heading towards the city?
Now, as much as Patan would love to chase him, she kind of can't. So she's kind of trying to look for an opening to go down to the ground safely.
You are 400 feet in the air, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly why I'm waiting.
I mean, don't you have the fly spell, though?
I do, but it's only 60 feet. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's just a bird. It's your call.
Wait, she's standing next to me?
A little bit off to your left.
Yeah.
I'm
I'd
gonna
like
do
to
it.
hook I was gonna say I'd like to hook a meaty hand around the back of her head.
I mean,
And
you can
turn
see
it.
her starting to prepare this spell in her hands while she's staring out at the city.
And I'm gonna turn her head toward the island. First, we burn their city down.
But what if they attack while we're there? We need someone to be there.
Looks like they're holding up to me. Let's take the opportunity while we've got it.
She's still thinking about it.
Freeze frame. As we change our scene. Right then. All of us are here together. What do we think of this one? I'm not quite sure. What do you think? Well, it's quite the predicament, isn't it? And we see all, how many Giuseppes are there?
I think
They're-
They are octuplets.
Yeah, they're
Yes,
octuplets.
there
We
are
see we see all 8 of them sort of just sitting around a table like knights of the round table style. In the
It's like
center
that-
in the center of town, just staring up at the crashing waves of flame slamming against the dome. Fun little side thing.
I was hoping they would be at home so their mom could talk like they do.
I thought they were the commentators, like, above the entire scene.
just on a floating table.
Oh god, the judges from Final Fantasy Tactics.
Looks like they're going on the airship to the island. I'm not quite sure that was the move. Just commentators.
It's quite a power play.
It's a real Hail Mary.
If they don't win this, they're knocked out of the finals.
We'll see where this goes. We're interested to watch. That's really funny. For a serious episode, we're like adding a lot of comedy to it.
We
I
are.
think we have to do it for our sanity.
I was gonna say,
Probably.
It's just because of the anxiety.
Probably.
Sounds like it.
I'm just playing off y'all's energy. Okay, and you gun it forward. What does Baton do?
I can get down there safely, right?
I mean, the fly spell would let you do that. Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
you would have to bob and weave through the waves of flame.
And to get away from
Let's
Yizit.
see.
Why don't you just run over there and, like, snatch him? Like the little gold bird.
Can I see a little gold bird?
It's a brown bird.
Can I see a little brown bird?
I think it's called the golden snitch.
It is called
Yes.
a golden snitch, but this is a little brown snitch. So go ahead and roll a investigation check.
A 13.
Nope. Natural 19 plus 2.
21.
Here I am confident, like, hey, I'm probably gonna get good rolls this time around.
So no, amidst all the chaos, you cannot spot the tiny brown sparrow form of Twig.
Okay. So, do I know how many waves of fire there are?
Well, it's sort of just washing along the sides and then rising back up like a wave from all sides and then crashing down again and repeating that motion.
I'm trying to think of how to take this off.
I think the captain says don't take that on and bring unnecessary attention to the airship.
And the captain should say that.
I don't know. Grafford's pretty focused on the island.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how fast can we get there, please?
100%. Put the goggles on and everything.
I can't think of a way to get through this, so I guess I'm staying for now at least, unless I see, like, if I start to see anyone going towards Iron Grove, then it's like, okay, switch directions. But for now, I'm gonna stay on the ship.
Okay. And you continue to gun it forward. Reldir, just on the edge of your vision, you see a boat in the sky.
Well, I've seen plenty of airships. I mean, not plenty, but I mean, I've seen...
You've seen a total of 4.
Okay.
This is one of those 4.
How big is this on my vision, or in my vision?
Well, it's quite a ways away, still.
Okay.
But since you're sort of just giving it that 1,000-yard stare, it's just on your peripheral.
Okay. Well, as you said, I've only seen 4 airships. I'm just gonna start looking at that a little, so I have something to look at.
And you focus your vision on that. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Investigation? Okay. That is an 8.
It's a ship. It needs to get closer until you can recognize it.
Yeah.
Alright.
How far away are we from the island?
Well, you'll be there in a little bit. Maybe about a minute.
Is it flying distance?
No.
Okay.
Is it flying plus Asimar distance?
Yeah.
No.
Get
One
nothing.
day.
The ship is the fastest way for you to get there right now.
In fact, if you started flying, you'd fall behind the ship.
You would.
Oh,
Oh.
I am the
'Cause
best
you're-
pirate
'cause-
I've ever seen.
Because you're moving at about 36 feet per second, and she can only fly at 30 per second.
I'm just gonna kind of look at it because, you know, it's an oddity.
Oh wait, 36 feet per second, or
No, per
6
turn.
seconds?
Per turn.
Okay.
So.
I was about to say that's a lot. That's like 150 miles an hour or something.
Yeah.
I kicked it into maximum overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You activated the aero core. Put it into hyper mode.
I knew I should have sprung for turbo. You know, Twig must be saying, "This is the best pirate I've ever seen."
I was just gonna say that.
Damn,
Okay.
if only Twig didn't believe we would get to experience this.
Well,
So
looking
it
off
would
into the
seem.
distance. Waldir looking off into the distance. That's the best pirate I've ever seen.
Wait, you said Raldir's sitting on the edge of the island?
Yes.
Can we see him, or are we still
Not
too far
quite.
away?
Still too far away.
Okay.
He's a speck.
Not a spec per se, but
2 specks.
A dot.
Let me know when we're within 100 feet, because reasons.
because reasons. Yeah. I mean, he'll see you before you see him. Because you're kind of a boat.
I'm gonna get low behind the railing.
Okay, make a stealth check
Oh. Whoa.
as you press your.
Not like hiding, but like bracing the crossbow on top of the railing.
Oh, okay.
Just
Oh,
kind of that
offensive
added
position.
stability. Yeah.
You're gonna fire that thing, and it's gonna have so much force, it's gonna break off the rail.
Just drops off.
I kind of want to prepare as soon as I want to. Not as full. I want to prepare to get off as soon as it's safe enough.
Okay. It's very vague, but alright.
It's not safe.
Okay. And that same crashing and surging wave motion of the flame continues to go on and on and on again. Until Raldir. You see one straggler. One of the what's the plural of phoenix?
Phoenix?
Phoenixes?
I think it's
Phoenixes.
just Phoenix.
Yeah, I think it's Phoenix too.
Okay.
Kind of like
You
beer.
see, yeah, you see one Phoenix.
Okay. Phonics.
Yes,
Is he hooked on Phoenix?
he is. Kind of straggling behind. You don't know what happened. You don't know why. Then it stops and turns around as it's flying out from the underside of the island. It heads up towards you. Sort of seeing you kind of just dangling your feet. And you're kind of almost leaning forward without realizing it. And as it flies up, you just keeping your hard forward stare?
I mean, do I notice this?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna take a look because this is kind of weird. It's like that's out of everything else that's going on.
Alright. And
It is Phoenixes.
Thank you.
Suddenly out of the blue.
So this Phonix kind of just sits next to you, perches itself, and then turns itself into ash that forms into its humanoid shape, and then takes shape as an Ashborn. And it's just a human Ashborn.
Oh. Okay. Have I like seen them around before?
Make a history check.
Okay. History. That is a unnatural 20.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Just another person?
it's really just a face in the crowd. You know, it's not like you know every Ashborn personally or individually,
Yeah.
but he just sits there next to you. Hey, Raldir,
Yes.
what are you doing here? This is like the big moment.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm just feeling some conflicting feelings right now, I guess.
Well, it looks like there's something we didn't know about.
And what would that be?
Probably the big ass dome. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to talk to you like that, but I feel like I can.
No, yes, that's perfectly fine. No.
That over there, and he points at it.
I'm gonna nod like, yeah, I know.
There's nothing you can do about that?
Well, I never really thought. I mean, because the ring has a radius that kind of stops things from. That kind of stops the enchantment. So, I mean, only. Basically, you'd be funneling in from one access point if I did say give it to you.
Well, I mean,
It's better than nothing, I guess, but.
you're kind of just sitting here with that long stare
Yeah.
instead of doing something.
Listen, did you just come up here to get under my skin, or is
No,
there something
no.
that you actually wanted?
I was just getting everything ready for everything else that we needed, and kind of missed the call, so I'm a little late.
Uh-huh.
But saw you up here by yourself. I thought Cog would be here with you, at least.
You know, she does her own thing. I don't question it. She can be distant, I suppose, but you know, that's the life of someone of her importance, I suppose.
Well, I'm not sure how much of a help I'll be over there.
Everyone counts, that's for sure, because the people of Iron Grove are a tough and they're just a very tough and proud people, so this may be a bit more of a fight than you may think.
Well, we're kind of just hoping that they surrender. You know,
No,
the
of
way
course. Yes.
her flameness had given that speech a little while ago.
Oh, believe me, I want them to surrender more than anybody. I would hate to see the people who I've grown up around have to be put down.
Well, you know what they've done.
Yes,
And
yes.
I'm just hoping that you're not having second thoughts.
No, of course not. But, you know, I mean, for anyone, it's tough to see basically what has been your home have something so drastic happen, I suppose.
Well, where I'm from, this kind of thing happens every day. So, the world is a crueler place than I think you give it credit for.
As I've heard stories.
Well, more than just this spot. I mean, Iron Grove has been a bad place for a very, very long time. But, well, to say the least, we're gonna make it better. So,
That's all that can be done. No place is perfect, but as long as it gets better.
we gotta get through. Well, dear. We gotta get through. And he sort of gestures down to your hand.
Yes, of course. Well, like I said earlier, something's better than nothing. Now, do I know, like, if I, say, gave the ring to him, would it work on him? Like, does it work on anybody? As I'm sure I've had this ring for a long time.
Yes and no. I mean, you kind of did that shockwave that broke the enchantment over the whole forest from your hands. I mean, you can make an Arcana check.
Yeah, sure, before I do anything dramatic.
You've got the artificer thing that allows you to identify magical items.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
I mean, he already has it identified.
If it's magic or not.
Well, it is magical, obviously.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that. Yeah, that's all I could do with that. That was an 11.
An 11. Well, you can tell that from your past experiences, you can give it to somebody else, and it kind of acts like a ward against the previous enchantment. But as you sort of put some power into it, some magical energy, I guess, and kind of just focused on breaking the enchantment around the woods. It just did, and you're not quite sure why, but it is directly tied to the enchantments.
Now, how far up are we off the ground? Just wondering.
About 800 feet.
If I dropped and then used my ASMR form, like right near the bottom, could I stop myself?
What is it called? The vertigo? I think that's what it is.
Like, explain.
The sudden rush of like unfurling wings
Would be
a lot.
Yeah.
Almost like the snap on a parachute.
Yeah.
Huh. Hmm.
I mean, how do you want to try to do this?
Because it's like I kind of want to get down there. You know, I'm gonna look to this Ashbourne. I'm gonna say, by any chance, do you know if I could get down there, like me? Because I'm not like I can't do the whole Phoenix thing.
Well, I could make you a phoenix. Us Ashborn have the innate ability to just become one. But I'm a sorcerer, so I could polymorph you. But you're important to the cause,
I need to
Raldir.
get down there because if I can just get to the barrier, I can just open the whole thing up. That's it, and that'll be the linchpin right there.
During this conversation, the boat is getting bigger because it's getting closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna look back to that now as I can see it's kind of coming in.
You recognize it now as Grafford's vessel, the one that you spent the last few months on
Yeah.
in travel. You can't see quite anybody on board yet. You kind of just make out the shape, and you guys can't see him.
But I mean, if that's his boat, I mean, I'm gonna take the leap that it's him.
I mean, he's the only person you know that can fly an airship.
I was gonna say, call me crazy, but it's probably him. Before he says anything or I say anything more, I'm gonna like hold him on the shoulder. I'm gonna point to the airship, and I'm just gonna say, hold on, I think I know who's flying that. They're flying closer.
Okay, Davis, since you never asked his name, looks over to it.
Hey, listen, that was soldier number 343 for me.
Ashbourne Giuseppe.
Pretty much it, yeah.
The eighth brother, the ninth brother who left.
Secret brother.
To become an Ashbourne.
The betrayal. I guess so Davis looks over. Yeah, I recognize that too. I was there when we fought it a few days ago.
No, but like, I know that. Like, I know personally the people on board, and they're like my friends.
Oh, I shot one?
Well, I mean, good hit, I guess, but I mean, you know, you didn't know any better, so I can't reprimand you for it.
He audibly laughs at that.
I can imagine.
I'll smile.
I can imagine in Raldir's mind, he's like, yeah, they probably deserved it.
He audibly laughs at that. So what are you gonna do about that?
I'm gonna ask for his advice, and I'm just gonna say, well, what do you think I should do? Because they're coming closer. Because before they were just a dot on the horizon.
I mean, how much do you care about these people?
Just a little bit. You know, it's like
I mean, just a little bit, enough where you don't care if they die.
When I say just a little bit, I mean like, yeah, they're kind of important, kinda, just a little.
Okay, so I'm not gonna blow it up with the fireball.
Okay, but I mean, hey, I mean.
Well, I mean those are my orders. Like, if they're gonna attack us again.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they're considered part of the enemy, though, because they kind of killed, like, 12 of our people.
Yeah, I would think. Well, that's not good. Well, I mean, where's like everyone of
I Well, her righteousness is probably, I'm not quite sure. If I knew, I could probably give that information to the enemy and then they could find her. I'm not supposed
Fair.
to know.
No, yeah, that's fair.
She's probably somewhere safe.
Probably.
Hopefully. I mean, fingers
Yeah.
crossed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But everybody else, they're down there, leading, coordinating the attacks to try and get that dome down, I assume.
Yeah, well, do you know where anyone else is other than, her righteousness?
Well, I mean, everybody who would be in power would be leading front.
Do you know particularly where any of them are, like, specifically? Because if I give you the ring, I want one of them to get it so they can lead, as you said, because, like I said, there's only a certain radius around this thing, so you need to be kind of pinpoint on where you want to use this thing.
I mean, that's kind of like asking me to find a fish in the ocean.
No, yeah, as I can see.
I mean, when we become phoenixes, we all look the same. Like, it's part of being an Ashborn.
Yes. Well. Because if I can't get down there, then the only way I can see would be to give the ring to you.
Well, I mean, if you do that, and then I take it, and I open the hole, that'll let us get in. I mean, that'll kind of make me look like a hero, though.
You know what? Alright. I'm feeling a little bad, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting up here being a sad sack. So I'm going to give it to you. Just be careful with it, because there's only one of these, and it is mine.
All right.
When I say one of these, I mean like mine specifically.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be careful with it. I think I'm gonna go make history now.
Hey, listen, go ahead. Everyone deserves their own page in the history book.
I was kind of hoping for something a little more interesting, but okay.
Yeah, I already have my own page, believe me.
And he extends his hand out.
I'm gonna take it off, and I'm gonna carefully put it in his hand. I'm gonna look him in the eyes again, and I'm just gonna say to him, "Better not lose it, because
No.
I'm gonna be real mad, and I'm gonna make a lot of the higher ups mad if you lose it."
Well, hopefully after this, I'll be one of the higher ups, and closes his hand around it and takes off.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes.
Very few characters I give my voice.
I'm just gonna look off and just under my breath, I'm gonna say, "Make history." Yeah, right.
Does that guy fly anywhere near the ship?
No, he's just straight diving, and he's actually kind of like blowing off a lot of smoke and sort of just leaving a very visible smoke trail behind him to trying to draw an attention to himself.
Tango within vision. Take the shot.
I knew it. I mean, you can take the shot. He's probably outside of your range, which means you just roll with disadvantage. Actually, no, he's not even within your second range. I don't think.
400 feet.
I'll let you take the shot.
Yeah, take the shot.
All right. Disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage because it's in your second range.
Uh, 17 and then 24 from a natural 20, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. So, the Dragonator already has a bolt loaded into it, so you kind of just, as you have it on the railing, kind of just swivel it a little bit, and your eyes trail on this not so stealthy Phoenix in the air. And you line up the shot. Roll roll damage.
8.
It's 8.
8 damage? Oh, okay. So it flies with pretty strong precision. And you see it kind of lodge into the side of it, the big, heavy bolt. But it stays on its path. You can load another one and take another shot. Raldir, you see this happening as the boat is getting closer. Make a perception check.
Me.
Yes, it's taking pot shots at a phoenix.
Oh, hold on. Yeah.
He's
It's
thirsty
duck
for
season.
blood. It's phonics season.
Duck season.
Phonics.
Sonic season.
That
Duck
is
season.
an 18.
18? Yeah. You see at the bow of the ship right at the front. Well, now towards the side, actually, since he's up on the railing.
Yeah.
You see Yizit first, and then you make out Paton's iconic green cloak. And you can see tufts of whitish hair from the gnomish form that is Grafford.
Hmm.
And you see a strange silhouette of a wheel with hair.
Now,
Oh, that's Grafford.
can I possibly ask a question? Well, I'll ask 2 questions. One about something about me, and then one about them. Do they see me?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
You don't know if they see you.
Secondly, do I have like all like my stuff? Because like I have like
Mhm.
my inventory.
You're 100% prepped.
Yo, nice. So like nothing is like left like at home.
You have everything.
Okay, good. All right.
You actually
Uh-huh.
look pretty badass because you have you have Thunder Cannon Prime, which is the original one. And then you have the culmination of all of your research, experimentation, and magical engineering that you and Cog could muster, which is kind of just sitting in your lap right now, the Mach 2.
Actually, Yizit has the original.
Oh yes, you have the original. That's right. Well, you have a.
It's all wrapped up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank
it's
you
in the
for
backpack.
reminding me. You have the Prime and you have the other one, but you still look like a badass with a fucking
Yeah. Oh yeah.
giant gun on your
How-
lap.
One on each hand.
How far away are they?
Within 400 feet apparently.
Yeah. Hmm.
We're kind of playing it a little loosey goosey with that, so don't
Yeah,
focus too
yeah.
much on that.
I'm gonna stand at this point because I'm feeling like, I want them to see me because I see them.
Make a
no.
dexterity saving throw.
What?
Oh jeez.
You about to fall off, boy.
Oh Jesus.
Can I help my case?
Just make it. You don't know what the DC is. Just make it.
Hey, listen.
Oh no.
That was a 4.
Lol.
Like I said, can I help my case to make it with advantage? Because it's kind of hard to screw it up.
Well, I kind of said that you were leaning forward a little bit without thinking. So you kind of lean a little more forward to look and get a better view of who's there, because 400 feet is
Leans in a little
Quite-
bit closer. Whoop.
quite the distance to make out individual figures.
Okay.
So you lean a little bit more forward, and as the wind is rushing past your face, you realize, why didn't I just look through the scope on my gun?
Oh.
Um,
Me a dummy.
Dang.
and
Palm moment.
make an acrobatics check.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll give you a chance to recover this.
Yes.
Nat 1.
Oh,
Secretly
no, be
hoping
quiet.
he fails so we can try to
5%
save
chance
him.
of a natural one.
This might go from face palm to face plant.
Oh,
unfortunately.
17.
17? Okay, you grab the side of it. Make an athletics check.
Oh, yes, okay. Come on, third roll. But also, Raldir's lowest.
Gotta add a little
strength.
tension.
Yeah.
You gotta get that natural
Oh,
20 and pinky pull-ups.
18.
18, and you pull yourself back up.
I'm gonna like grip my chest a little bit and it's just like, that would have ruined the mood. That would have ruined the mood way bad.
Can you guys hear me?
Secretly hoping he fell so I could have tried to save him.
All right.
Voice is cutting in and out.
That would have made Rollier seem 100% less badass.
But then it would be cute.
And as you're watching, and you pull yourself back up, the Phoenix has been double dashing all of its speed. The legendary Phoenix of Davis.
Yeah, Davis.
Has just made contact with the wave that's making its way up. And as the form has been getting closer, a sort of green point in the body has begun to radiate this glow that's been getting brighter and brighter and larger as it got closer and closer.
And I didn't get a chance for a second shot.
You can make another shot. Why not?
Okay. Disadvantage still?
Yes. What's the primary range on that?
100.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's actually getting further away from you.
6.
No, it goes wide. But for some reason, you feel like it connected with something in the wave. So you hit something. It's not like you didn't miss an ocean, you know.
He hit and killed Cog.
I'd like to roll a D100 for that.
Oh jeez.
Oh no.
Jotando.
It was a joke.
To be fair, it only did 3 damage.
It was a joke. But I was like,
You know what?
no, I was like, I'm gonna roll and make it a 1% chance.
Oh.
And then it happened.
It did.
But it was just a joke, but if it wasn't,
That would have happened.
Well, like I said, 3 damage to whoever it is.
yes. Ow! Echoes, whatever.
I felt a disturbance in the force.
Felt a disturbance. Okay. You take another pot shot, misses. Hit something though. Grafford. Make a perception check. Do it.
Yes, this is Grafford.
Now remember, he said make it, not roll it.
I'm gonna make it real. It's a 10.
A 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a 10.
Getting closer to the island, yo.
I am.
Won't be long.
Can I fly up to the island?
You are still slower than the ship when you fly.
Unfortunate.
You will get left behind. I thought
guess
of
what-
this.
With no more flying targets nearby, I'm going to clip the crossbow onto my back and draw the sword out of the deck.
Okay. And for the sake of it,
Just
I'll say that
wait.
you reloaded it before you did so.
Sure.
Nice.
Alright. Raldir, what do you do?
Well, you know what? Just to make sure they see me, I'm going to pull out an item that I haven't used this whole game.
Oh god, I know what it's gonna be.
I'm gonna pull out the drift globe.
I knew it.
Levitating orb that weighs 1 pound. Grows. That would be horrifying if it just grew exponentially.
It became a sun.
It glows as bright as a torch, as for the light cantrip, on command, and can also glow as bright as full daylight.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna use torch because it's not necessary.
Okay.
Like, I'm just gonna hold it out. I'm just gonna ding ding. Also, note the thunder cannon's gonna be behind me, just so you know.
Okay.
Place my
Is it?
Yes.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh boy. Raldier's gonna get murked by Yizit.
Surprisingly, a 17.
Okay. Light suddenly glowing on the edge of the island. You can make out that it's some sort of light source and not some sort of spell. But it did appear as you were getting closer.
Do I recognize the person behind it?
No, you cannot make out the figure.
Well, I guess the crossbow's coming back out.
I knew it. He's gonna murk me.
All right.
Not yet. I'm just gonna hold it aimed at him, or whoever it is, to see if they make any threatening moves.
I mean, I was just gonna say you see a spell being channeled in your direction if you got low enough. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
But with this, I know it's just a light source.
Yes. A little ball of light. At this point, I'll say that it's kind of like a sore thumb. I also want to point out that the time of day is just the earliest crack of dawn. The sky is filled with like this purplish blue haze as the sun is still not quite crested over the valley quite yet. So you see, everybody can see this light source on the edge of the island, Patan and Grafford as well. What does everybody do?
How close are we?
For the sake of this, I'll say about another 300 feet off.
Yeah, okay. I'm just holding.
What I'm going to say next is going to be a joke. Do not take this seriously.
Fire!
You see, I mean, you know, it's happened before. Rollier could throw a 100-yard touchdown pass to use it. Just saying. You know, so
Throw
it's
the
like,
drift globe at him.
you-
When did this happen before? I don't...
I mean, someone threw something and it was amazing. I remember that.
Was it last session with Grafford and
Oh yeah, and use
You
it.
mean
And
gnome
Grafford.
bowling?
Oh yeah, gnome bowling.
Team-
That totally
teaming
happened.
up.
Yeah.
2 natural 20s and a 27.
That was fantastic.
Okay, what is Patan and Grafford doing?
Flying.
She's waiting. She's
With
waiting
purpose.
patiently and occasionally looking over at Iron Grove.
Okay.
I guess Yizid will kind of raise a hand and just kind of point toward the light source as an indication of where to go, that kind of thing.
I'm a pilot. You think I don't know what this means?
All right. So you continue just pushing ahead. And as you're getting within range, I'll say you're within 200 feet now. Bucket. 100 feet. So that way everybody can easily see everybody. You guys can see Raldir, but light begins to explode from Iron Grove. This light green sort of just shockwave of light flies out, almost like the detonation of a bomb. Just everything goes this greenish white color for about 2 seconds.
I'm gonna put the drift globe back and I'm gonna pick up my gun and I'm gonna look what's going on down there.
After-
is also gonna look down.
After the light kind of fades away, you see a punctured hole in the dome. And almost like an entire lake's worth of water funneling through a single personal-sized funnel. It kind of just, everything funnels in through that hole.
Feeling a little sick, I'm gonna move back from the edge and I'm just gonna sit back down and just wait for the airship to get here. To make contact with the island, because I don't really know if they're gonna... I don't really know their intention.
All right. Well, I mean, everybody can see each other from this point.
Yeah.
But we recognize him.
Yes.
Okay, crossbow's getting stowed, sword's coming out.
Piton really wants to go down now.
But you also see
Go
Raldir.
down? Alright, time to take the ship downwards.
Is there a way I can do what Raldir originally planned with his Azamar form? Like, to get down
It'd
there?
be like
or
the
no?
parachute thing.
You
Yeah,
can
parachute.
fly down there. You've been able to fly down here this entire time. It's just what do you want to do? I'm just presenting the new information that everybody can see everybody, and you guys see Raldir, his physical body, for the first time in a good while.
So I'm just
And I
gonna go
look
down
cool.
there.
Okay. You're right next to her, and she's climbing up onto the railing.
For lack of a better word, I am prey focused right now.
Okay. Grafford. I mean, technically you're behind them, so you see this too.
Piton, don't do anything hasty.
As much as I want to obey your orders, I'm not going to let anyone down there get hurt.
It's a little late for that.
It's never too late. And Piton's gonna head down now.
And you just watch Baton's body as she just lets herself kind of go limp and fall over. We'll get to that. Alright. Raldir, you see this too.
No, yeah, I was just about to say, Raldir is going to start heading a little bit closer to the edge now, kind of forgetting for a moment about how sick he is. It's like, wait, what is she doing?
Yes, it's going to back up from the bow about 20 feet
Okay.
as we get super close to the island anyway.
Yeah, Raldir's going to be shocked, just saying to himself, just what is she doing? She's going to die.
Alright. Grafford, how are you gonna go about doing this? Do you want to like saddle up to the side of it, or like what's going on?
Yeah, to the side of it, to where we can easily just kind of walk on.
If this was a comedy podcast, I'd have you make a parallel park check.
Screw it. Ramming speed.
Yeah.
Okay. And you saddle up to the side.
Okay, running start. Leap.
Make an athletics check.
Stand down.
I believe I have remarkable athlete, so
Yeah, I just want to see, like, it's more like your accuracy. Like, are you trying to pounce on him? Are you trying to pounce in front of him?
oh, it is a flying tackle.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's more about accuracy. Go ahead and make an athletics
He's
check. I'm
near
pretty
the
sure you're
edge.
proficient anyway. Well, I mean,
Well,
you
he-
haven't quite gotten there yet, so he's running across to the other side since you're saddling up to the left, the opposite side of the
Also-
side of the ship that he was on.
He can't like tackle me forwards.
Well, no,
like off
here's-
the side.
Here's
either.
here's the thing. They're coming in front of you, pulling in from your right, Raldir. So he's going across the deck of the ship, putting a foot on the railing and leaping forward with a sword in his hands.
This is terrifying, and Raldir's gonna back up.
Well,
Well,
this is going to be a +7 +2 from remarkable athlete.
Okay.
So-
Oh jeez.
roll
and
that.
then another +4 for my jumping distance in feet.
It's gonna break Raldir's ribs.
Roll that
I-
athletics check.
It's a 22.
Okay.
I want to yell, just... Use it! Stand down!
Oh, it's too late.
It is too late, I'm pretty sure. In Yizit's brain. You really lost control of your crew. Nobody's
Did I
listening
ever
to
have
Graphic.
control of my crew to begin with?
That's a good question. And you leap. Raldir, make a dexterity saving throw.
Alright, I'm gonna get out of the way of this. Come on, boys.
I mean, you're contesting a 22.
That's a 12.
That's really funny.
Ouch.
Once again, I apologize. I'm under the weather. Okay.
Well, that's 280 pounds plus 170 pounds of gear.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and just step back and let you guys do this part.
Do I take any damage?
That's why I was
You're
saying
dead.
wait.
He
Like-
crushes you.
Like, on a scale of, like, 1 to 10, how many ribs are broken?
That's up to Yizit.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
If he was trying to press against your body and crush your bones, that's up to him.
considering that the last few times we've seen him, he's been a traitor.
You haven't seen him up to this point.
Well, I thought we saw him when we were fighting the,
No, only
Twig
Twig did.
or we heard it
Yeah.
from Twig or something.
You did not.
Oh, that's right. Is he okay? Is Raldir resisting my passionate embrace?
That's definitely one way to put that.
I'm going to, like, put my arm up a little bit, like, you know, like, oh, no. Like, this is a large creature that is making a graceful pounce at me. This is like, Raldir is, like, 1 foot behind the other, like, arm up in front of his face, like, oh, jeez.
Is it the arm with the thunder cannon?
No, the arm with the thunder cannon is, like, back behind him.
Okay, well, we're both going to the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I'm gonna make any attempt possible not to land on the thunder cannon.
Okay, you throw it to the side.
Okay. Huh.
Now, I'm not sure how this works in 5th edition, but
Oh, jeez.
basically, I'd like to initiate a grapple.
Well, I mean, that's also kind of why I had you make a strength check and have him. I was just gonna say you grappled him, like. Because it's supposed to be athletics versus acrobatics or enemy athletics, and I knew that Raldir's dex was better, so you already beat him
Alright.
in the contest.
Gotcha. Well, as I land on him, one hand is going on his chest, the other still holding the sword, and I'm kind of kneeling over him.
Okay.
You're getting on the ship now.
I just want to point out that you jumped a 40-foot gap.
That's impressive. Raldir, kind of stunned, is gonna say, "Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Oh wait, he doesn't know about Yizit's language amulet,
No, he doesn't.
so that's gonna be
that might
creepy.
that might catch me off guard first.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, good jump. Secondly, I see you can speak now. That's impressive. When did you manage to do that?
Don't make me hurt you to save your life.
Just a
Listen.
quick reminder: the common comes out afterwards, and his mouth does not resemble what he's saying. It's kind of like a bad dub.
Okay, so then when he says, "I see you've learned to talk," he's gonna say it kind of with like a weirded out face.
I just want a quick reminder.
Before I get on the ship, can you get Grafford and bring him here?
You'll
Well,
see
Grafford's still
him
pulling in.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
gonna
You'll see
Can
him
you
on the ship.
listen? We need to stay here. I know there's important stuff. There's important business that Grafford needs to take care of.
The
I'm
hand,
parking fast.
the hand that's on the chest is gonna push down.
Oh,
Okay. It's out of my hands
Two
now.
ribs. Break 2 ribs. Break 2
it's gonna
ribs.
crush my sternum and kill me.
Maybe not breaking, but there's definitely like a creaking noise.
Oh. Hey,
Oh
listen.
god. Also, Yizid is in full black armor with a skull helmet.
I mean, to be fair, also Raldir is in full black leathers, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
dressed like
so-
Raldir.
I was gonna say Raldir is dressed in like Ashborn armor, but like cool.
Alright, I'm just gonna stand up and pick him up.
Oh
Alright. Sling him over the shoulder like the fireman's carry.
no!
No, I was gonna say, how close is the ship?
No,
It's parking right now. I would say it's got another.
Throw
It's got another 10 feet.
Also, while he's picking me up, can I pick up the thunder cannon with me?
Sure.
Can I, like, reach over and grab it?
Sure. Because I'm feeling nice.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
I know. You would have made me roll something.
Yeah.
I don't want this to happen.
You don't want him to grab his gun? Well, you're kind of focused on seeing the distance. Make a sleight of hand earlier.
Ugh.
Should I make perception to contest?
Well, you're focused on something else. That's what the sleight of hand is. It's like it goes against your passive perception.
That's an 11.
Passive perception 14.
No.
Yeah. I mean, you can swipe it up with your tail if you want.
I'm gonna swipe it over the edge.
Oh,
And it
We're
hits
supposed to destroy these, remember?
You don't know that either.
Mm-mm.
I thought everybody told us we had to.
No.
Oh, then no, I'm just gonna swipe it away from him.
Okay.
Only I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Use it. What are you doing? I need that. That's mine. That's
Yeah.
You already have one.
This one's better though.
Bleh.
How? I need
Okay.
it. What
While
do you
this
want me to give
conversation
you?
while this conversation is happening, parks the airship right up against it. Roll d20.
Stop.
Who?
No,
Roll a
Grafford.
d20 who?
Grafford.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's the parallel parking jet. Ooh, you scraped it.
Jesus.
You scraped it.
You scuffed the paint, bro.
I
You
was
scuffed
gonna
the
say,
paint.
don't scratch the paint, boy.
He totally curbed it.
Oh,
What boy?
Bung.
Well, we'll just
He's
say
up on
while
the
I was
curb.
trying to parallel park, I was looking too intently at what was happening.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
Okay, but you saddle up against it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna yell to Grafford. Help!
Also, hi.
I'm sorry, hello again.
Yizit, this is an order. Put him down.
Throw him at the ship.
Uh,
He
Oh.
didn't specify how.
Yep. Floop.
I'm gonna go back, and I'm going to pick up my
Make a
gun.
dex save.
You're not allowed to come off the ship now.
Make a dex save because it kind of threw you.
Roldier is this close to having a temper tantrum.
Is it Reldir or Magnus?
It's Roldier. He just wants his machine that he worked so hard on. Also, that's a 10 on the dex save.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't slam onto your face.
Okay.
You're being rescued whether you like it or not.
No. Grafford, tell him to stop.
Captain, help. He's
We're
We're
picking
getting
on me.
back on that island and we're gonna figure out what's going on.
I can explain everything, just tell Yizit to stop.
Yizit, you're staying here and protecting the ship.
Yizit scoops up the gun.
Alright.
Yizit, give it here. I'm gonna make like
Do
little
as he
like,
says.
I'm gonna like bring the like come over here hand gesture.
I'm really not sure how he'd do this because personally there's a lot riding on getting Raldir to safety.
Let's use play use it, my man. Play use it.
Yizit's going to clomp his way onto the ship holding the gun and poke Raldir in the chest with the butt of it.
Okay.
As a
and-
very kind of reluctant, you take it then.
Make an intimidation check.
No, not intimidating, just surly.
No, just for this whole thing. For this whole scene.
How pisses pants is Roldier? Ooh,
Yeah.
1.
Oh, it's a natural one.
It's a little kindergarten.
I'll give you advantage on this because you're a big scary lizard man.
What? I was gonna say Roldier looks down on him like a savage.
No,
Like
he's a big
some
scary.
savage
He's a big scary
Oh,
lizard man.
Come on.
Me too.
That was a 22. That's unfair.
Make a wisdom save.
What?
I mean, he's a big scary lizard man who's a foot taller than you,
Okay.
or 2 feet taller than you, and crushed
And
you.
did-
That's a natural one.
He did just flying tackle you from like
40
away.
feet.
Yeah, that is terrifying. It's like a blocks out the sun kind of tackle.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's a
Apologies
natural
for the
one.
listeners.
What a time to be alive.
messing with something to keep my anxiety down. Because it's a very tense
Okay.
moment. That's why I keep hearing things slamming into my desk. Okay. While this whole thing is going on, Baton. I know what you want to do.
Yes.
I know exactly what you want to do.
Yes.
I will just let you know that that has a day-long cooldown.
I understand this.
And nobody would see it.
As long as I can get down there, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but you
What
can
a
also
hero.
cast a spell to do that instead of doing that.
Oh, then I'll cast a spell.
Yeah, because I know what you wanted to do.
I really want to use it.
Because Angie wants to know, but Patan is known for years.
Exactly. think you want to know.
Alright.
But I must wait.
So
I
as you're
believe
falling,
as well.
you kind of just tuck your arms into the side, and you put your legs together, kind of just do this dive. The way that you've seen moving scrolls do it. It's our version of movies. And sort of these depictions of divers into like lakes and stuff for entertainment purposes. And the whole while between your hands, you're channeling the spell, getting ready. About how far above the ground do you want to be before you release the spell?
50 feet, I'd say.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure I have enough.
Make a
like,
Constitution saving throw.
14.
Okay. If you rolled anything below a 10, would have been bad. Really bad, because you dropped from 400 feet.
I know. I was scared that you were gonna say do a saving roll that you don't have, or you have a negative modifier in.
Constitution mod. Otherwise, probably would have just... I wouldn't have killed you, but you would have fallen unconscious. Like,
Yeah.
the whiplash would have been insane. Because this isn't Featherfall. That slows your speed. It just gives you the ability to fly.
Yeah.
Un momento, por favor.
Okie dokie.
Had to clear my throat. Alright, and do you want to touch down on the ground? You're 50 foot above.
Well, first, I kind of want to get an idea of where I am and where I
Okay.
should go.
You're near the southern side. The hole in the dome is sort of near the top of the dome. And all of the it's basically almost done. All of the forces that had been crashing down upon the dome have almost basically finished funneling in.
Okay.
So the only way that you can get in, because you don't have any sort of way to get in, is you'd have to go through that hole in the dome like everybody else did.
I'll go through the hole then.
Alright, that's gonna take a good chunk of time for you to fly up there, and what spell slot is fly?
Second, right?
I think it's
No.
third.
Yeah, might be.
How many third level spell slots do you have?
3.
Because fly only lasts for a minute.
Yeah, I know. I have fly right here. It's the 3rd level spell.
I'm gonna say you're gonna have to cast it twice to make this happen.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So you're down 2 third level spells. But that's gonna take some time. Okay. Change scenes.
Again.
Back over to the rest of the crew.
Okay, well, what's going on after that whole thing?
That's up to you guys. This is your
Well,
spotlight.
Well, firstly, I'm gonna take the gun from Yizit.
And you're still being towered over by a
I
very
was gonna say, I'm
petulant
still
lizard.
horrified. I'm going to look over to Grafford and I'm gonna say, okay, now can I explain everything, maybe? Just kind of looking back and forth. Grafford, Yizit, kind of. If Grafford's here right now. Well, firstly, then.
I don't think we're getting any audio from Grafford.
No, I don't think so.
A lot of tech issues this episode.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm alive.
But
I just couldn't hear you guys for a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of tech issues this episode.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna take the gun from Yizit quickly, and I'm gonna look to Grafford and say, can I explain everything now? Kinda
First things first.
keeping one eye on
Let's
Yizit.
get back on the island.
I'm gonna start making my way over already.
Now then.
Yes, well, what do you want? Is there any questions that you have before I start this whole big explanation?
Well, there's a lot of things you should know as well.
Okay.
Iron Grove is targeting the Beholded Reserve.
Well.
As soon as they rescue you, they're going to kill everyone there.
Yes. Alright, well.
Ooh, jeez. Okay. We need to stop. Yes. Sorry, listeners. We seem to be having some technical issues. We will get back to you shortly.
There we go.
Give us a single moment.
Everything's better for me now.
Yeah, I think we're
Just
better.
had to reconnect.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. That should be better. I migrated us.
Okay.
Did Yizit hear that?
I have no idea what was just said. Let's repeat that.
Okay. Well, I mean, Grafford just said that they were going to attack the Beholded Reserve.
Yes.
Well, with everything going on down there, I don't think they'll have the chance.
I'm thinking that we fight on your side instead.
That's probably the right thing to do, because I don't know if you've seen anything happen, but Iron Grove, I've been told, and from many reliable sources, that it's not the best place. So I'm gonna say, kind of with a bit of a shrug, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
That's what I sort of wanted to ask. You had to have had a reason to join these people and stay here after what Twig had told us, that you refused him.
Yes. Well, so basically, Iron Grove has been kind of just like having their way with the smaller, less defensible civilizations around here.
And for the first time, Grafford, make a history check on the Kingdom of Iron Grove in the southern tip of Amali.
I have a feeling that this was supposed to be done way before.
A lot of this sort of shocking...
Natural one!
A lot of this shocking reveal could have been like, hey, just out of curiosity, what would I know?
Oh.
You've never really had an interest in the politics of Southern Amali. So this is a shock to you. You never searched it up, apparently.
And so I was told, and it was very convincing, that my fellow inventor, which you may have met, was subject to one of these attacks. And it really stuck with me, I suppose. And
Speak up, please.
I said it really stuck with me, and I feel like these people were they were the better cause.
A change like that would be for the better.
So now we kill the green ones instead of the red ones.
Yes, to put it simply.
Yeah.
But I'd prefer that we be careful, because their order of business of doing things is, if they surrender, they will not be harmed, but if they try to fight back, they will take the full brunt of what they have to give, per se.
I guess we should probably go notify them as well that we had seen most of the guards flying to their previous location. They've headed north.
And we need to find Patan.
She's in grave danger.
I saw she jumped from the ship. She's mad.
She wanted to protect as many people as she could. It's honorable, but it's foolish.
Yeah, you don't see me jumping off the island to protect some of the people that I've grown close to. But hey, she can do things her own way. She's independent.
Well, we've got to get down there.
She's a grown-ass Azuma who don't need no man.
Lol.
When I heard Grafford say honorable, I immediately thought he's definitely gonna add it with foolish. Like,
I just, lol. That was really funny.
That was actually, is it?
Yeah, it was.
He was hacking up a bone.
Wow.
Wow.
Sound like a seagull.
Please no.
All right. What do you guys decide to do then?
Well, I was gonna do a whole big thing, but whatever.
Hey, well, to quote Gorillas, do your thing.
As we're pulling out, after Graffert does his thing, remind me to do my thing.
Okay. A lot of things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we gotta get down there. You coming?
Well, I suppose so. I have people that I need to protect. Different people than a year ago I would have thought I'd have to protect.
Well then, I'm glad to have you back on board.
I'm glad to see everyone's in good health. No one died. I mean, Patan, I don't know about her, but I'm just glad to see everyone's okay after we've been separated for all this time.
Yes, it's gonna slap Raldir on the back. In his idea of gentle and friendly.
He's paralyzed again.
Breaks his spinal column.
Meaty whack.
Both chuckle.
But yeah,
Alright. Smackety smack.
Yeah.
No. And as we're pulling away, Yizit's gonna pull the original Thunder Cannon out of his pack.
You thought it was just a carpet.
Whoa.
But it was a gun!
He's gonna hold it out to Raldir. You forgot this.
So I did. So now I have two, don't I? I have the original and I have the Mark II.
Shoot both at the same time.
Oh my god.
Dual wield.
Duct tape them together.
The force behind that would, break my arms.
For a couple of people, dual welding. There you go.
Dual welding?
That's an inside joke for a very select group of our listeners.
What if I Speaking of welding, what if I put them together and I had a shotgun?
That's a
That's
thought
what
for
I
a different day.
Yeah, okay.
By the way, the
And
original is basically a shotgun.
Either way, one side would be stronger than the other.
Just do it undermount like a grenade launcher.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it and I'll give him a nod and I'll say thank you for this, even though I might not need it. It's good to have after all I've been through with it.
I would like to mention something.
Okay.
I just searched up the duration for fly, and it's up to 10 minutes.
Oh, it's concentration. That's right.
It's pretty sure it's concentration up to a minute. I think you're looking at something.
I'm looking at
different.
what Roll20 is saying.
You might be looking at a
That
different
might be
edition.
why. I'm just following what Roll20 is saying, I swear.
Let me see.
I am going
One
to...
action, touch, VSM, concentration up to 10 minutes. She's right.
Let's see.
Am I smart?
I'm still... I was being nice and not taking away all three of them, but you're still going to take 2 third levels to do it, because...
That's fine.
Kind of flying for a good while at a pretty slow speed.
That's understandable. I'm fine with that, but
Actually,
I just wanted to say that.
her fly speed is faster than the ship. It's 60 feet around instead of 36.
Noom.
Noom.
No.
I was thinking about fly from 3.5.
Well.
EG.
Slow clapping.
Alright, and I think on that note, we're going to take a break.
Jeez.
Yay!
Woo.
For those of you listening, and this might be your first time listening, if you are, it's a very weird spot to start watching the show, but thank you anyway. We're going to be taking our break now. That means it's going to be the end of the first part of this episode, and for those of you who are watching live, or you don't know that you can watch live, we stream at 5:30 CST in the afternoon, sometimes a little bit later when we have to get some stuff sorted out with tech on twitch.tv/D&D Universe. That's DND Universe, no ampersand there, just a letter N. You can catch us live for that, and for more details about all the other stuff that we do, and by all the other stuff, I mean all one of the other stuff that we do, you can go ahead and check it out in our panels or in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. But until then, we'll see you guys in part 2. We're going to be on break for those of you watching on Twitch. See you in a bit.